Today, it's easier than ever to blow up on YouTube, and people just can't blame the algorithm anymore, which seems to be the main thing that people blame, if I'm honest. So in this video, I'm going to talk about why it's easier than ever to blow up on YouTube and how anyone can do it. A few years ago, if you wanted to start out as a new YouTuber, you knew from the very beginning that it was going to be one of the longest and most painful journeys that you could go on. You knew that you would have to spend thousands on professional cameras and microphones and studio setups to have a professional looking setup to make it look like you know what you're doing and you know what you're talking about, and to have any sort of authority on YouTube. On top of that, you would have to spend a lot of money on investing in training courses, in filmmaking, in YouTube growth, and all of that sort of stuff that you would need to have the basic knowledge to be able to grow on the platform above everybody else. Fast forward to today, and it's just not like that anymore, and there's a few fundamental things that have made it so much easier for newer creators to grow on YouTube. Number one is equipment. You can make a YouTube video with absolutely anything nowadays. You used to have a professional camera. Now, and I say it all the time, you can just get started with nothing but your mobile phone. The iPhone 15 Pro or the Samsung S24 Ultra or any of the latest flagship phones have the ability to record in 4K, and their footage is absolutely phenomenal. And you see it all over YouTube and all over social media of people making professional cinematic videos with these mobile phones. You can do it too. It's not impossible. The other thing is you've got devices now, little mini devices that cost you a few $100s, like an action camera or the Osmo Pocket 3, a product that I promote heavily on this channel. And for a few $100s, these will give you incredible quality, which is a step above a phone, but just below that of a professional mirrorless camera. But it's still more than good enough to put on YouTube. And if you put them side by side, you can tell the difference. But if you just used something like an Osmo Pocket 3 to make your YouTube videos, people aren't going to know that's not a professional camera unless they're a professional videographer themselves. You're not going to notice it because the quality is that good. So equipment is now much more entry level and accessible to people. On top of that, if you want to get a professional mirrorless camera, you can buy something like the ZV-E10 or the ZV-E1 off of Amazon. With lenses, with anything you want, as long as you've got the money for it, you can buy them off of Amazon. They're so easy to get, so easy to set up, and it's just made it much more accessible for people to have that professional level equipment, even if you're on a budget. Next up is the sheer amount of free learning that is available on social media and on YouTube in general. There is a huge trend at the moment of big creators that have been around for a long time and have years of experience that are sharing all of their knowledge completely for free in long form videos. There's examples from Simon Squibb, who has a 2.5 hour long video telling you everything he knows about business and marketing and stuff like that. There's a whole channel from Alex Hormozy who tells you everything you need to know about business. There's channels like vidIQ and Think Media that share podcasts and interviews and just general videos on how to do everything that you need. You don't need to invest in courses anymore for YouTube because there's just so much free information out there. Every single thing that I have learned about growing on YouTube, I've learned for free. The only thing I've invested in is a filmmaking course for when I first become a videographer, to learn everything there is to know about photography and cameras and anything you're going to need to know in relation to that. Other than that, anything to do with YouTube, I've just been self-taught from watching videos, from watching podcasts, from watching interviews. There's so much free information out there that just wasn't there 10 years ago that anyone can learn on the platform as long as they've got the time and the commitment to be able to do it. The YouTube algorithm. The thing that's changed about it is now being used to promote smaller channels. So anyone that used to blame the algorithm and used to say, well, the algorithm just doesn't promote me, it's the algorithm's fault, is a load of rubbish. The algorithm promotes smaller channels now. Look on your own home feed and you will see channels that you've never seen before and videos you've never seen before and think, oh, what's this? When you click on it, it's a channel with under 1,000 subscribers that is now getting promoted onto your home feed that you've never seen before. And half the time, if their video is good and it's got good production value and it's got a good thumbnail and title, it will get thousands of views. So going viral as a smaller creator is so easy now because the algorithm is just promoting all of these smaller channels. You must see it all the time. Have a look through your home feed and you will see channels you've never seen before that are blowing up because of the YouTube algorithm changing this. And this is something that the YouTube CEO said themselves, that they are testing, pushing smaller channels out to other people. So it's giving them a chance to grow quicker. Another thing that's working really well is simple editing styles. Now, when you first look at a YouTube video that's really taken off, you think of creators like Mr. Beast with all of these fast-paced, quick-shifting camera angles with a $1 million budget for his video and like 20 cameras and different angles and all of these things that are going to be needed to make a YouTube video. And you think, how on earth can I make a YouTube video like that with 20 angles and all of this stuff that's needed to be able to make it? I can't do that. I can't do super fast editing. It's going to take me hours, if not days, to be able to do that. Whereas now, there are so many examples of simple talking head videos just like this one, where people are just sitting there talking to a camera with a microphone, with a little bit of B-roll thrown in, just to show you what they're talking about. And it works. It's really working right now. There's all this educational based content is absolutely taking off and people are loving it. You look at channels like Gerald Undone, who talks about camera lenses, and a lot of his videos, he sits there with the camera lens, just holding it, talking to you about it for a lot of the video, and those videos get thousands and thousands of views because people love that sort of content, quick and straight and to the point. The sort of entertainment niche with people like Mr. Beast still are doing those fast-paced videos, but all the educational based stuff now, anything to do with camera reviews or growing on YouTube or anything like that, is these sort of talking head videos are just doing so much better, and people are actually preferring them. People are preferring the people are preferring the simple thumbnail styles and the simple titles and the simple videos where they can just listen to it in a car, really, or on a podcast or something like that. So for you getting started, the overwhelm and the learning curve isn't as big as it used to be, because all you need to do to get started is look at a channel like Sam Sulek, who just films himself, vlogs himself doing a gym workout for like an hour and then shares that on YouTube, and he gets millions of views. Now, don't get me wrong, that is a breakout example and a bit of an outlier, and not everyone's going to get the same level of success. But as long as you try, and as long as you just keep delivering value to your audience, then that simple editing style could be the thing that really helps you out. So it has never been easier to grow on YouTube. All you need to do is use either your phone, or if you're going to invest in a device, invest in either a good professional mirrorless camera that's going to last you for a number of years. I have here the Sony a7 IV that I've had for 2.5 years now. It's been my main workhorse for filmmaking, photography, YouTube videos for literally the last 2.5 years. It does absolutely everything and I love it. But if you don't have that sort of money to invest in a proper camera, then get something like the Osmo Pocket 3, which is about $400 or $600 if you want to get the Creator Combo. But if you even don't have that, just use your mobile phone or your cell phone. You just use that. You can make incredible videos with it. And then just focus on making good quality videos that are going to affect your audience and benefit them in some way. I read a book recently by Arnold Schwarzenegger, and his book has been the foundation of a lot of my YouTube videos, which is Be Useful. And he says that one thing his dad said to him was, just be useful to other people and you will find success in that. As long as you're helping other people, you will find success in that. It's a brilliant book. I'd highly recommend it. But ultimately, I try and just be useful to people, whether that's YouTube education, whether that's filmmaking, whether that's learning all the latest cameras that have coming out and things like that. I just try and help people and be useful to people in some way, and I hope that you find some benefit from it. And if you do, then I'd really appreciate you subscribing to the channel below. So what does this mean for you going forward? Should you just throw all the YouTube advice out the window if you need to spend hours doing research and scripting and all of that sort of thing in order to make a good video? No, it doesn't. You should still do research depending on what topic you want to make a video about. But ultimately, I think we're just going into an era of where people are just hitting record and uploading videos of whatever they're thinking about at the time. And this video has not been scripted at all. Literally, my camera is there. There's nothing on it. There's no teleprompter on it or anything. I just have some bullet points in a notebook about what I want to talk about, and that's it. That is literally it. I just hit record and let's go. Some videos I script, but not many these days. I'm just trying to be a bit more fluid with it. But honestly, I think this means that if you are getting the whole perfectionism problem where you want to spend hours researching and then script every single word of your video, then I think you just need to just let go a little bit and just try something new and see if it works, because you never know, it might be the one that blows up your channel. Because as I always say, you are literally just one video away from blowing up, and you never know which one is going to be. So trust me when I say it's never been a better time to grow on YouTube. There's an old Chinese proverb that says the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time to plant a tree is now. And that couldn't be any truer. The best time to start on YouTube was ultimately when it launched, or back in like 2015 when it was first monetized. Where the second best time is now. Just get started, and if you have already started, good on you, and keep going and don't give up. And if you are fairly new and you want to know lessons that I've learned after uploading well over 100 videos on YouTube, then watch this video next.